the trail with the Trump campaign in Atlanta. Libby, good morning to you. President Trump blasting Vice President Harris for not being on the trail yesterday, even taking shots at President Obama. Per usual, he's not mincing words, Libby.
Yeah, good morning, Markie. Really going after VP Harris and former President Obama during his remarks yesterday in Florida and North Carolina. Former President Trump really not mincing words, as you said, calling Harris, quote, lazy for not being on the campaign trail yesterday, and then going after Obama and saying that he doesn't have the stamina to be on the campaign trail with Harris and Walz, as we've seen him in the recent days. Let's listen.
And I think he's a real jerk because I've watched him campaign over the last couple of days. I watched him campaign. What a divider he is, right? What a divider he is. The reason they're bringing him out because he doesn't even want to do it. I think he's exhausted. I watched him talking. I think the guy's exhausted.
And Markie, for the first time, former President Obama and VP Harris are going to be side by side on a stage here tomorrow in Atlanta, Georgia. That's the first time we're going to see them side by side on the trail. Of course, Obama was with Walz yesterday, but first appearance here in Atlanta tomorrow.
And Libby, I know you've been talking to folks on the ground. How are these attacks landing with the voters now that we're less than 2 weeks out from election?
I think this kind of rhetoric is expected from former President Trump. We hear him speak like this a lot, name calling people. The name calling of former President Obama is nothing new. And I don't know how much it's going to impact voters when we're 14 days out. And these aren't necessarily really new attacks from the former president. But if we do look at polling, I want to read us some of that, Markie, because polling in several states has really begun to plateau in recent weeks with little movement for either candidate. Here in Georgia, latest polling average from Decision Desk HQ in the Hill shows Trump actually with a slight lead, but the race has only moved by a fraction of a percentage point over nearly the last 2 weeks. So we recently also saw, as you mentioned off the top, that Atlanta Journal-Constitution poll that was released on Monday showing former President Trump with a 4-point lead over Vice President Harris, putting him over the margin of error there. Now, Markie, 2 campaign stops for the former president here in the critical state of Georgia today.
Yeah, watching closely there. Libby Dean, thank you so much, live from the trail.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.